Welcome to Power Fridays Live, the channel that aims to make a difference in the world through transformation, spiritual growth, and for entrepreneurs. Our vision is to empower individuals to live their lives with purpose and to make a positive impact on the world. We believe that power and purpose are the driving forces behind success and fulfillment in both personal and professional life. Through our broadcast, we discuss business strategies and techniques that can help entrepreneurs achieve their goals and take their business to the next level. We believe that through sharing knowledge and experience, we can empower each other to succeed and make a difference in the world. Now here's our host, Janelle Pulley.
Hello, welcome to Power Fridays Live. I am super excited to be here this evening with Jill Douglas, my soul sister. How are you this evening?
I'm doing well, thank you. So glad to be here on Good Friday. It's Good Friday.
It is, and it's Good Friday, and we're celebrating Women's Month all month. This is the end of the month, and we do cherish Good Friday today, as many of us are celebrating what Good Friday means. And do you care to start out with what does Good Friday mean to you?
You know, it's an interesting question, actually. But, for me, my faith has blossomed from being raised actually Catholic, where Good Friday really was like part of our lead up to Easter and the celebration of life and the abundance of life and new life. And, as I've expanded myself, I think I've expanded just what life really does mean and just the beauty and the gift it is. And that's part of why I do what I do. So Good Friday is just that reminder that life is meant to just be lived for real and that we are here as divine beings. And, we're given this opportunity to be here and really live it.
Yes, and Jesus paid it all. That is what I believe. And so
Yeah.
thank you so much for sharing your beliefs system with us, because that's what we're here for, that spiritual growth, and having that spiritual grounding in, Jesus. And so thank you so much for answering that question. But Jill, you are a mom, and I started out calling my soul sister, and you know why I say that, because we're in the same age group. I'll say that. And now I'm a new mom, so I checked the mom box, and you're a mother, and you're a woman who I admire greatly because you look to help other moms, women transform their lives. Can you share about? I know we were celebrating the new year last year, bringing it in 2023, and here we are, in 2024, and a lot has happened. Can you share a little bit about who you are and what you bring to the transformational space?
Yeah, thank you so very much. It's so funny. I heard somebody say this once, that it's really hard to take credit sometimes for what comes really naturally to you, and that gave me a moment to pause, because sometimes I think we can all kind of not recognize our own gifts and what we really do, because when we're just being ourselves, it is easy, right? And it is fun. But what I've loved my entire life is really making a difference for people. And starting with myself, honestly. And what that means is really living a life where I feel in integrity with myself and my values, and where I get to live along with that and feel alive. Like, I think that's so important, whether it's in a relationship with your partner or your children or yourself or your family, like and in the world and what you get to do. I think that's so important. And I know many of us kind of just end up getting into roles and places where we start just going through the motions. And I help women really come back to themselves. I think anyone over the age of 40 can be like, who am I now?
Yes.
And I've been there, I've been through a divorce and learning how to be a single parent, and had to learn what is this person? Who am I? What's important to me, and how strong am I really? And so that's given me a lot of passion for what I do and helping other women to really come back to who they are.
Very great. I love that. And I noticed you put your hand over your heart, because this conversation is coming from your heart. And that's what really makes it so amazing to be with you in this moment. And I do know you could have been anywhere else on a Friday, on a good Friday night, but thank you so much for being here with us.
Yeah.
And what you share about with women and helping them find get back to themselves, or find ourselves again, as me being a new mom, I'm immersed in taking care of another human being, and I'm like, oh my gosh, God, what did you do? I'm in charge of another human. It's not just me waking up, brushing my teeth, getting myself dressed, and
Yeah.
you've gone through that. And with boys, I have a little girl, and and you guys have amazing adventures. And you've been across the country yourself in different places. Can you
Yeah.
share a little bit more about why adventure and what it means for you?
Hmm. That's such a beautiful question, really. And it really is perfect because even me, sometimes I not forget, but get a little distanced from the things that really make me come alive. And as I live my own teachings, it brings me back to that. And so it's really such a beautiful question. And for me, those adventures are what remind you who you are. First of all, they're fun, right? For me, it's fun to see different places, get into the unknown. I love nature. To me, it's the most perfect container for healing, for sacred connection to the divine, for um, so many things, for beauty and awe, and like remembering who we are and how beautiful we are and part of all of this, and that all of this was created for us. And that's just amazing to me. Um, and I like to bring my boys into that too, and just, show them that, like, gosh, there's so much in this world to experience and to see, the places, the people, and also then to recognize how similar we really are across all of it. And so it's important to me to do that. It's important to me to discover new things about myself, especially when I'm in a flat line. So for the listeners here, you might get into a space in your life where you feel like, okay, I'm doing all the same things. Every day feels the same, blah, blah, blah. You kind of flatlined or numb or whatever. And like, to me, that's when I have always felt this call or this pull to like shake it up somehow. When I was just having this conversation with my mother about how I was like, I think I was just born like this. Like when I was a teenager, when I was in high school, when like I had these urges and I would like be like, I need to do something like out of my comfort zone. I mean, I don't know how normal that is, to be honest. I don't know that many teenagers, but hello, Rosalind. So it's really important to me to like shake up who you know yourself to be. And that's where adventures come in for me.
Oh, very great. Very great. We have a few people listening with us tonight, and thank you so much for being here. And, my mom, she's even saying hello. Hi, mom.
Hello. Love it.
and, and I grew up in a flat land. It was so funny. And the adventures that I took as a child, we went to this creek. We could have died. As I look back over my life, it's like, oh my
Right.
gosh. But there's something that comes with water. Like I love travel. We have to travel to the beach now because I'm landlocked here in Georgia. I grew up near a river, so it was easy to
Yeah.
go near a large body of water. What is your favorite adventure place? Is it the mountains? You mentioned flatland
Mm.
earlier. What is it that you're where you can find yourself being most centered?
Oh, that's another beautiful question. And I will invite anybody who is listening also that throughout the conversation, if there are any things like questions or comments or anything, like throw them in the chat, anything that comes up for you. We'd love to hear about it. I would say for me, it's for me, it is the mountains a lot. I love the mountains. They hold a special. When I'm with the mountains and in the mountains, I feel both minuscule and miraculous at the same time. Like I feel like part of all of it, but I also feel tiny. And it's just this reminder of like, wow, like I'm not. I in my humanness is not. I'm not enough to and yet I'm a miracle in all of this, and I have the divine in me of all of this. Like all of this is in me too. And so it's just like this beautiful thing that calls to me. And I love lakes. Like, I'm not as much an ocean person. I grew up in Michigan near the Great Lakes. And so for me, lakes, water means fresh water. It means not crazy poisonous snakes. It means no alligators, no sharks, no jellyfish. Uh, I love lakes as well. Those are my places. Yeah, for sure.
Very great. And last year, I know that, and coming up later this year, there is a great, well, it's not a great lake, but it's a lake. It's a lake retreat where
Yes,
you can release and rejuvenate retreat in
yes,
Deep Creek Lake, Maryland. I'm
yes.
like, oh, I have family in Maryland.
Mm,
And can you share a little bit about this opportunity for
yeah,
women who want to look at self-care as
yes,
being the main care that they can do for themselves and give it to
absolutely.
themselves?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, here's the thing. You know, any woman listening to this knows that you have many hats, whether you're a mother or not, whether you're a partner or not. Listen, we as women just take a lot on. So it's like all these roles, all these rules, responsibilities, the standards we hold ourselves to, some of which are a little crazy. I'm just going to let you know. But we end up being very, we can be tired, we can be exhausted, we can feel overwhelmed. We can be like, oh my God, there's so much on my plate. And, when you're very, sometimes we deal with not feeling able or worthy to take that time for ourselves. Some women experience that. Others are like, I know I need that in order to run my life the best I can. I remember when I was a mom, the first time I took a trip by myself, and I think my kid was 3, but I was like, this is amazing. Like, I really got to fill my cup in a way that I didn't before. And so, yeah. And so it was like, just, I don't know, like, it was a reminder of who I was before children. And so this retreat, so it is about it's about releasing things that hold us back in general. It is about really coming back to ourselves, and it's about gaining some more tools to help us calm our nervous system, to help us remain calm in a sea of lots going on. I mean, if you live in this world, you know that things are coming at you all the time, all the time, all the time. And so this really is a space to walk away for a moment responsibly, set those things down, set your phone down, and really come back to you. And that gives you that centeredness, that groundedness to then go out and make a difference where you truly want to, with your family, with your work, with your passions in the world, with your partner. There are going to be 4 facilitators, actually. There's going to be me, and I'm going to do work around guilt and releasing guilt. There's going to be a facilitator who does sound healing and meditation and yoga. And if you've never done sound healing, that stuff is magical. It is amazing. There's going to be a facilitator who works with different tapping techniques to release and calm the nervous system. EFT tapping is all about that, and reworking beliefs. And then there's going to be a facilitator who does work with, she does a lot of things, and she's going to be focused on like your authenticity, your authentic voice, like really coming back to that centered place within you. But she does all sorts of things around releasing trauma, other things too. She's a jack of all trades. She's a Christine of all trades, actually, but she does a lot of things. So, and again, beautiful lake. So there's going to be a lot of time to just relax and be with other amazing women and just chill. Because how many times in your life do you have a chance to just do that as women? We don't really, and I'm sorry, but listen, in your day to day, you have to find the pockets, right? I will preach that too, because it is sometimes a bath. It is sometimes shutting yourself off in your room early. It is all those things. And sometimes, like anything, we need that immersive experience. We need those days to like let it, and then let another layer before you can really like, oh, now I can hear that voice of myself. Now I can hear that voice that's speaking to me, So that's the retreat in a nutshell.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing that. And I know there's a lot of people who will listen to the rebroadcast, and please do share this broadcast with a friend. There's someone out there whom that needs to have this special retreat.
Aw, there's a little baby. Yes, you're right. There is. So share with the people in your life. Sharing is caring. Everybody knows a woman who is burnt out, exhausted, just has a lot on her plate, takes a lot on, and could use a moment for herself. And it happens to be right after Mother's Day weekend, which honestly is a beautiful Mother's Day gift to yourself. I know as a mom, there are like two camps. Like part of me is like, I want to spend the day with my kids and love on them. And another part of me is like, I need a day for me so I can rejuvenate and be a better mom. It's like both of those things are so true, are so true. And I
Yeah.
love my children so much.
Yes, and you brought up some very great points of women, taking on a lot in their lives and immersing yourself into other people, but then taking time out for you with a self-care journey.
Yeah.
And I had an opportunity to go on a journey with you for 21 days. And it was on, I was on land. I know.
You can journey on land. It's
I
okay.
journeyed on land. And can you share a little bit more about the 21-day challenge that you have available for women? And I believe, they're whomever is looking to make a difference in their life.
Yeah. So the 21 day soul fire challenge is kind of where some of this, so my passion is like bringing women out of their regular zone, right? And going out like ideally in nature and being able to really silence it. Like my big vision is to have a women's nature camp where it's probably going to be, it might be in northern Michigan or Minnesota where there's lakes and the woods and the pines. And it's just so because I really believe so much in the power of stepping away for a moment, really, and getting out of because we feel so obligated. And it's even hard to hear your own true voice when you have all these people around you who you're like, I don't want to upset them. And I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. And I just can't. Sometimes we can't even hear ourselves think in the midst of that, right? So backing up to 21 day challenge, this is a challenge that I run, and Janelle's been in it. Many people have been in it. And essentially it's I'll call it the stirring of the pot. Because I say to people, like, I want you to have a great experience, but really, I want this to make a difference in your life. And if you're feeling stagnant, if you're feeling what's next for me, if you're feeling there's something more and I'm not sure what it is, if you're feeling any of those things, and like I said during this at the beginning, I think anyone over 40 is like, I know exactly what you're talking about because we reinvent roles throughout our lives. We renew them. We have to kind of sift and be like, what is important to me now? What is important to me going forward? And the Soul Fire Challenge is this jumping off place where things get brought up. And it's a really great first experience or deep experience. I mean, I was blown away even by the things people were getting from this. I mean, people got out of $80,000 worth of debt. They remodeled their kitchen. They, repainted their whole house. They changed careers. They left relationships that weren't working for them, that they'd been, wanting to leave for a long time. Just a lot of really powerful shifts for people during these 21 days, which was just astounding. So, just being of journeying, like my business name is Soul Traverse. And for me, that means a journey of the soul. Like we're here on a journey of our soul. We come in, we're here to learn and grow, and our soul carries on. So really the things we go through and move through in our lives, even these like renewals, these, going into the chrysalis and then coming out again, something different, these transformations we go through, it really is part of that journey of our soul, and why we're here. So I love being part of that for women.
Yes, and I'm thankful and grateful to you that I've been part of the Soul Fire Challenge. And, for me, it did open up a lot of doors for me. It opened up my heart. It opened up a great deal. It got me to clean one of those rooms that have been, I wanted to get clean for some time. So the challenges are real. And I know someone may have gotten out of $80,000 debt, but what was important to me was having that room in
Yeah.
spick span shape where it's like museum. You can walk
Yes.
in and eat off the floor.
Yes, it's different for every person, and that's the thing. Like it is a unique thing that impacts everybody wherever they are in their journey, and that's a beautiful thing. Yeah.
Yes. And then, well, I am so excited about the retreat, Jill, that you're part of with other amazing women,
Yeah.
and I'm so happy about the 21-day challenge that I do need to revisit. Now that I have,
Right.
yeah, so I can get back to myself, and I own a yoga mat and a yoga block, so
It's a
from one.
start.
I'm not. a yogi yet, but I'm on my way. I just want you
Nice.
to know
I
that.
love it. That's so
Yes.
awesome.
And
Um,
mhm.
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay. Thank you. I was going to say too, one of the things that I have created since since I believe you took the Soul Fire Challenge is um, my group. It's a membership group, but like it's called the Soul Fire Sisterhood, and truly, it is a beautiful collaborative heart space where yes, I lead and I go into different topics and I work with people, but like it is also a space where each woman has a voice to contribute to each other, to bring something to the table, to be seen and heard in whatever capacity that is for her. And it's a really beautiful space. And it's, it's on the lower price of anything too, because I know sometimes that's a thing for people to just deal with, right? And so I just want to share that too, because it's a beautiful place for community. It's a beautiful place for getting ongoing support. It's kind of like, you know how I see it with like the soul fire. I see a lot of like, sometimes we need a spark, right? The soul fire challenge is like a spark for you of like, I need something to like whoosh me up again, to like get something going in here again. It feels alive. That's the soul fire challenge. And then as you go, it's kind of all right, I need to keep built like throwing kindling in the fire, throwing some logs in the fire. I need to keep something going on in there, right? To keep it burning. If you don't do anything, fires fade over time. They just do. And so it's not that it goes away. Your soul fire will never leave you, but it might diminish. Like, some people might be experiencing now if you are feeling that exhaustion and overwhelm and anxiety and numbness, right? So the soul fire sisterhood is like that, hey, that sustaining burn fire. That's what that is. And then, a retreat, one-on-one coaching, like something like that's more of your like, I need to blaze. Like I am like, something needs to change and it needs to change now. Like let's throw some fuel on that fire and go, and there are times for that too. So there's like time for all parts of the fire to be tended in different ways. So I just want to share that so that your listeners can hear that there's just, something that resonates with you for where you're at in your life. You need a blaze, you need a bigger woof, or you need just some kindling. Like I just need to stay on track. I just need to check in every now and then, or I need like that spark. I'm feeling like, whoa. So different places we end up in.
Yes, definitely. We do end up in different places, and I'm wanting to make sure that I share this information
Yeah.
about the lakefront retreat. I didn't,
Yes.
have that going.
Well, and it's
And
actually not on my website because why would that be there? I'm just Janelle knows that I'm just like a shoot, aim, fire, shoot, fire, aim. But yes, that's the one. That is the one. Lakefrontretreatnetwork.com/Deep Creek. And this is because I'm doing it in collaboration with other women. And so there's some different places I should put on my website too. But hey, it
yes.
exists. I'm happy to talk to you about it. But yeah, that is the link for it for sure.
What is it? As a woman, we wear many hats, but we can only do one thing at a time.
Heck yeah. And I'm okay with that. I can own that. I can own that.
One thing, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm super excited about the opportunity that you've had for various women and you yourself with the lifeislive.org. It's an amazing opportunity for women, the Soul Sisterhood, the 21-day,
Mhm.
challenge with the Soul Fire Challenge. And last year, of course, it was a blur for me becoming a new mom and all. You went on several adventures and retreats. Can you tell us a little bit more about that and how you have your retreats for women?
Sure. Yeah. So my retreats are very unique. Each one is an individual experience for sure. Um, I've had ones out in Montana with river rafting and rustic camping. Last year we did one in Aspen. I did one in not Aspen. It was in Colorado. The Aspen were off the chain.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Has some reflection, but that's what
Yes.
makes me think of it. But it was in West Colorado. It was gorgeous. They often center around nature. I've had them here in Georgia as well, beautiful on lakes, in the woods, with actual lodgings. You're not just in a tent, although that does happen too. But they vary. They do vary, and I do custom ones as well. So if someone's like, "Hey, when you're doing yours or how you're doing that one isn't a total match, but I would love that. I need that," and I have a couple of friends who we would love to do that. I've done that for women, quarterly. People who like doctors, lawyers, plastic surgeons, like people who have a lot going on, and they're like, I
Mhm.
need the space to step away from my thriving business to actually take care of me too, and those have been extremely powerful for the women who've come to those. So, they do vary, but my passion is a lot of nature, the beauty, and the centering for you. And I help guide you with whatever comes up, during those times. And there's flow to it. But yeah, we do a lot of things.
Yes, and you come to find the hidden secrets, which I absolutely love. I was like, "Where are you going in Georgia? Never heard of that place." "Where are you going in Colorado? I've heard of Aspen, but I've never heard of that place."
Right?
So,
Lake City is where we went before. It was lovely. Anyway, yeah.
yes. And so I love the fact that you find these hidden gems. You share with women to find their hidden gem and sparkle as a result of
Yeah.
their experience in working with you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank
You're
you. I
you're
appreciate
welcome,
that.
Jill.
Yeah,
Well,
that is
as
important.
we roll down, the memory lane, we've known one another, but then, it's like, oh, I've learned more about you since I met you, and it's been really great in sharing our stories. One divorcee to the next,
And now
and
one mom to the next,
now
right?
one mom
Like,
to the next, and if you so desire, I spoke that yes, I want to be married again and have a baby, and that happened, and it came through a transformational experience that all of this happened. And we all can get that transformation in our lives, and
yeah.
in working with the transformational coach and that's spiritually grounded is who Jill is, and she can be that for you and your friends. And if you're looking for a girls trip, if you're looking for whatever it is that you think that you're looking for,
You're not sure what you're looking for, but like that feeling when you're like, something is not completely settled. There's something else here. I know that sounds so
yes,
vague, but I swear every woman I have said that to who is
yes.
at least 38, 39, 40 is like, yes, that feeling.
That feeling, yes,
I
that
know that
feeling.
feeling.
The feeling that you get. So whatever that feeling
Yeah.
is for you, you want to go to lifeaslive.org. You want
Mhm.
to reach out or type, soul traverse. Remember this, share this video with a friend,
Yeah.
and they will make a difference in transforming their life that to an unimaginable state of being.
Yeah.
And that's what I was able to do with your 21-day challenge. I definitely need to tap into everything else that you're offering, and I do thank you so much for sharing the information with me, and I'm going to share it out as much as I can, and we'll share it again. The
Thank
Release
you.
and Rejuvenate Retreat, May 16th through the 19th. This is after Mother's Day,
Yep.
in Deep Creek Lake, Maryland. So if you're looking to have a gift for Mother's Day, this will be the
Hmm.
gift that you want for sure. I'm I'm
Right? This is
I'm
the gift
excited
that
about
keeps on giving. It
it.
really does.
That's a great way to put it. Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh, what's that? What is the menu the private chef has? I feel like celebrity for the weekend. That's for
Heck
sure.
yeah. I know, right? Yeah, it's really beautiful thing. And I'm also on Facebook. So on Facebook, Jill Winkler Douglas, you can find me. I do lives. I'm happy to, excuse me, answer questions or things. So, sometimes it's just good to have a person in your back corner who can be like, hey, and then beyond that, if you want more, we have more, have more.
Yes,
And yes,
be that soul sister friend that you can call and you can say, "Hey, this is what's going on. Can you talk me through it, or can you just listen?" And
yeah,
that's what I love about you. I can
yeah.
talk through things, or you just listen and you say, "Hey, can I offer something?" And then I say, "Yes, I need you to offer me something. I need something." And then you just say, "Hey, this is what I'm hearing, and this is what I hear for you, and this is, what you get. You don't you let me think through things, and you let me think through
Mhm.
for myself, but
Yeah,
you give me that that spark that I need to, remove that blind spot, or remove the bandana from my eyes, to have me see myself and see, really what I want in love and desire. So, as
Thank
we
you.
all searching for the desires of our heart, and
Yeah.
in that we can find in the soul fire transformational process,
Yeah.
and
That's well said.
retreats.
Yeah.
Self
Well
self
said.
care is the best care, and that's what we're all about here.
Yep. It's
With
your job to do it. It's nobody else's job to do it, truly. We have to care for ourselves first and foremost. And women notoriously aren't great at it. I know I am one, but I'm practicing and I'm getting better and better all the time. And you
yes,
can too. So,
guiltless and
yes,
guiltless.
guiltless self care and self love. I
Yes,
work on that a lot.
yes,
Something
and
you can
and
release.
unapologetically taking care of
Hmm.
ourselves.
Yep.
So we
Yep.
thank you so much, Jill. Is there any final words and any final share that you would like to give the audience tonight? And we don't have any questions, but we had a lot of hellos, and we do appreciate and thank everyone for being on the live. Please share, hit that share button, and if you're on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel for Power Fridays Live. We're here each and every Friday night with an amazing entrepreneur of the evening. And I have had the distinct pleasure of being here this evening with Jill Winkler Douglas, my soul sister, and her sharing the reason for self care. And she's a transformational coach that is so amazing, that can help you make a difference in your life or in another friend's life. So please do share
Yeah.
about her retreats that are coming up, that she's a
Yeah.
part of, and
Thank
that
you.
she's producing herself. And then I did hear you say, if you want one produced specifically for you and or your business structure, you do
I do custom ones too.
you
Yep,
do custom
exactly. So,
retreats.
and they're really great for if you are in those fast-paced, really busy, kind of careers. Like I said, I've led them quarterly for it was an OB, well, general doc, a plastic surgeon, and a lawyer, and they're all friends. And so they were like, "We need this every quarter." I'm like, "Okay, cool." But so it's
Yes.
vital. It's vital for you to do what you want to do in the world, for you to also be taken care of by you. And that's what this is. And I love, Janelle, this the last thing I'll share is when you shared that I listen to what's already there. Like that sometimes is all we need. I am not here to tell you how to do something, to tell you all the things. I'm here to help you hear you, because there is a part of you that does know the answer. And oftentimes we are just either very distracted,
Yes.
it's too loud, or we're just afraid to listen to what our heart is truly saying. And that's the power of retreating. That's the power of having someone listen to you lovingly and saying, "Hey, this is what I hear. This is what intuitively I feel that you're sharing that's important to you." And they're like, yep. And when you reflect that back, you can feel that resonance in your body of, yeah, that is what I feel. And that's a beautiful thing, to be gotten like that, to be heard like that. And that's where your power comes from, and then you go from there, with wherever you want to go. Because sometimes it's just that clunk that you need, right? So I love to provide that for people.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much
You're
for the
welcome. Thank
contribution that you
you.
make to the society and even to the world, because you're going out of the United States too on some of your retreats as well.
Not yet, but I will.
But you
That's
will.
right. It's coming.
We're manifesting this evening.
Manifesting. That's right. I like it.
So thank you so much, Jill. Once again, I do appreciate your time. I know you could have been anywhere, and we do appreciate you sharing your powerful message on how important it is for self care. And we, as we always say, be, do, and have the greatness that you desire, because the greatness is in you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on Power Fridays Live. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week. Take care
Thank you.
and be blessed.
Bye.
Bye.